I'm Katie Stein, and I interviewed Clay, the Publicity and Booking Associate at the Middle East. Here's my interview.
Well, they opened about 30 years ago, but last night was the 21st anniversary of us having live bands here at the Middle East. Yep. So about 20 years ago, a gentleman by the name of Billy Ruane started booking bands here in the Middle Eastern restaurant, and it was successful, and they've had live music 7 nights a week every day since.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are the most famous people that have come through?
Well, that's.
I guess that's all relative.
It is all relative, but I can say, like, I have some good answers for that. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones this is their home for their hometown throwdown, and they've been we'll have the 11th one this year. They've obviously took some time off for a couple years, but they came back here for hometown throwdown 10 last year, and they're doing that again this year, right after Christmas. And obviously that's very successful, but beyond that we have a lot of guitar legends, Dick Dale, Reverend Porter Heat, and we've even hosted people that have been on the downstairs stage are like Governor Deval Patrick and Senator Kerry, who was campaigning for Obama last year, or actually around the time of the primaries. They were downstairs. But yeah, we've had amazing bands play downstairs, the Hives, world famous bands, nationally famous bands, you name it, they've probably been through here.
Alright, so I'm also wondering some of the logistics of the place, like what's the capacity, different rooms?
The big room where I mentioned all those bands play is the downstairs room that fits about 600 people.
And what about the upstairs?
The upstairs room, it's just where a lot of our like big local bands play. That fits about 200 people.
Okay. So what are like the different rooms that you use? Like how do you use all your space?
Sure, yeah. Well, downstairs we have bigger national bands or really big local bands. And like I said, when a band is starting out touring, we'll maybe start them in the upstairs room and then move them downstairs eventually. So that's simple business right there. If you can fill 200 people, then maybe next time you can bring 500 if they're like an up and coming band. Hopefully that's where you're headed.
Yeah.
And then this room we're in right now, actually Zuzu is part of the Middle East as well, and we have DJs 7 nights a week in here, all different kinds of music. Reggae, there's roots reggae night, and there's also house dance music nights and jungle nights. And there's a very successful event called Souluya, which is a soul night every Saturday night.
So do you have like specific kinds of artists that you generally look for when you're booking, or?
We look, a lot of different things come into play when we're booking a band. Ideally, we'd like for a band to be promoting something, whether it be a record or a digital signal or something like that. And we'd like to be a good place for them to go if they're on tour, because heavy touring seasons are now in the fall and later in the spring when there's the two music festivals, CMJ in the fall in New York, and in the spring in Austin, Texas, in the Southwest. So what happens is a lot of bands, like say you're a band from California, you come out to play CMJ, and then you want to play some more shows around the area. So if someone comes to Boston, we try to grab the best bands from there. Same thing happens if you're a band from California and you're playing South by Southwest, you might be touring the entire country to go get back home. So we like to think that we are one of the places that a band really wants to play at, because we are so well known that people seem to enjoy playing here. Yeah.
What about genre-wise? Like what kind of?
Genre, we are not like exclusive to any genre. I can say with pretty good certainty there's bands that kind of don't work here, and we don't really book a lot of jam bands or jazz bands, which is it's just not really our crowd. But we're more of like indie rock. We're one of the very few places in town that still does hip hop, and we have any kind of rock and roll, any kind of independent music. Like we're really big supporters, and DJ culture too. Can't forget about that.
Okay. So how do you like decide which kind of acts will play upstairs and downstairs? Do you, will they just tell you if they can do other people? Or?
Well, some people will try to do that,
Yeah.
and they might be exaggerating.
Yeah.
But we have our booking agents, and myself included, have resources that will help us determine how well a band is going to do, or we might take a risk almost if we are hearing like of a really hot band, like we hear about it on the internet, like it's like this band is really great. We hear that they're doing really well in New York City. Then we'll give them a shot here and see how well they do. So it's half research and half kind of like a hunch, and mostly there's a lot of thought that goes into it, but and it's a little complicated, but some of it has to do with your taste or what you think your audience might want to see. So even though I might not personally like like a mashup DJ, if he's selling out rooms in New York City, then and he wants to come to Boston, then we're probably both here to see if he can sell out our room.
It's all about selling it out, I
That's the idea. I mean, we do have like lots of really cool shows here and events, and like very close knit community. We're very supportive of all our local musicians, but yeah, bottom line is we're running a business too. We want to have successful shows for the bands and successful shows for the venue.
So what's considered like your most successful kind of show? Like, do you want people to buy a lot of alcohol? Do you want people to buy
Well, it's mostly has to do with our most successful shows are shows that will sell out the room. Like for instance, tonight Hello Goodbye is playing, and that's more of like an all ages crowd. So we're not going to sell a lot of booze, but it's a really cool show, and we're psyched to have it here, and it's sold out. So I mean, we've sold the tickets, and the band's making their money, we're making our money. So it works out great, Yeah, and like as much as it is important for us to make money, like we really do feel like we're unique in the fact that we are trying to develop artists in their career and help them move on to play at even bigger venues after they're here, and that we're really supportive of our musicians that come through. We're always very nice, very hospitable.
That's good. Good to hear. All right.
That's what we're kind of known for as well.
It's a good thing to be known for. Can you guys think of any more questions? I think I'm.
We're good.
Anything else you want to tell us?
No, just tell all your friends, come on down, check out. And if you don't see any of your favorite bands playing here, just keep an eye on our website. And if you do like to dance, we've got an awesome place to dance right here in this room.
Is it always all ages?
It is not always all ages, but sometimes it is. We're mostly 18 plus in the venue, and then 21 plus to drink, obviously. But we do have a lot of awesome all ages shows. So yeah,
All right.
yeah, it's always
Thank
on our
you so
website.
much.
Yeah, no, thank you.